I am the Foreign Secretary and I've been watching The Diplomat, and I'm going to do a little bit of fact-checking on some of the scenes from that TV show. Right, here we go. Range Rovers going into King Charles Street. This might be interesting. Our staircase. Oh, that's not our building anymore.
Tongues will start to wag.
I'm sorry to barge in. I know you're swamped.
Not at all.
That was the main staircase of our building, and that's a lovely wooden panel office, but that's not my office. And the other thing is the Foreign Secretary having a meeting with a foreign diplomat with no one else in the room does not happen. Someone would be there discreetly writing down absolutely everything that was said.
Has an ambassador ever disturbed you and just barged into your office?
I tell you, there'll be all kinds of alarm bells going off if an ambassador managed to get from the front reception of the FCDO to the Foreign Secretary's office without a very polite but firm civil servant stepping in saying, "Your Excellency, can I help you in any way at all?" and diverting them, probably with a nice coffee, to the ambassador's waiting room.
You always have cookies?
Is that a problem?
For a reprimand?
Well, it's hardly a reprimand, is it?
Well, it should look like one.
The tell isn't the biscuits. It's the American ambassador lurking in the corner.
That apparently was the diplomatic summons. Unless very, very, very unusual circumstances, it probably wouldn't be the Foreign Secretary delivering that either, because it's not a cosy chat over a cup of tea and biscuits. It tends to be a short, sharp, one-way conversation, usually delivered by a senior official, and you definitely wouldn't have someone else's ambassador in the room whilst it happened.
No one but me will be in the room. If you're choosing to trust me, this is one of those moments. Nice to see you, Secretary.
So that scene was shot in Durbar Court, which is quite an interesting... It's a brilliant bit of our building, but it's very, very echoey. And if you're going to have a very private conversation, trust me, that is not the room in the Foreign Office to have a private conversation in. A, you can't hear each other because of the acoustics, and B, everyone else can hear you because it's surrounded by offices.
Sorry to disturb.
Not at all. We were due a break.
Ambassador Catherine Weiler, Prime Minister Nicol Trowbridge.
Welcome, welcome. We hear wonderful things.
Sir, it's an honor to meet you.
Honour to be met.
Having a Prime Minister having a meeting in the Foreign Office, when the Prime Minister has meetings, he has them in number 10, and when I attend the Prime Minister's meetings, I go to him. At least you get to see this amazing building.
Have you talked about the show with any of your foreign counterparts?
So, on my recent trip to Washington, Antony Blinken, the US Secretary of State, asked me if I'd watched it. The thing that they found quite amusing was that the ambassador was chosen by the president and a day or two later was in London with no congressional oversight or any of that kind of stuff. So we all do this, we're all nerdy, we all kind of go, oh, that's interesting. It doesn't work like that. But this is good fun. I really enjoy watching this. This is good fun.
What did it get right, the show?
So, how snug a fit it is getting vehicles in and out of a building that was designed for carriages rather than modern cars is true. And the Foreign Secretary is a good-looking fella, so that's about spot on, actually. But look, it's not about being realistic. It's about being exciting. And I think a diplomatic career, a career in foreign service, whether as a minister or as an official, is a very exciting and worthy occupation. And so if people are inspired to become diplomats because of this show, knock yourself out.
Thanks, Foreign Secretary. That was the last question, and you're going to go on to your next meeting now.
Oh, thank you.